Hi, y'all.
Hi!
We're
Danny
back. And Heather. Hi. And we decided that we were going to do a video review of The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin because, honestly, where do we even begin with this? So we figured that, verbally kind of telling our thoughts would probably be semi-coherent. And we tried to make a whole outline.
Yes, it's right over here. So
we're going to try and follow it, and hopefully it's going to be more than, oh my gosh, it's so good! So
it really was. It really was.
It was. Which, I mean, that could be my whole review summed up right there.
But we should stop and warn you. Disclaimer, okay? This is a huge disclaimer, big neon sign above us saying disclaimer, disclaimer. If you haven't read The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, you probably don't want to watch this. Probably don't want to watch this because it has the potential to be spoilery.
Spoil things for the first book. So just
And this is a mystery, psychological thriller type series. So if you know what's going, with the supernatural, it's a supernatural psychological thriller. So if you know ahead of time what's going to happen in the first book, it's going to ruin the whole thing. And please don't ruin this series. It's awesome.
It's so good.
It is really good.
Okay.
So you have been thoroughly warned. Turn it off if you need to. We're done. Okay. So Evolution of Mara Dyer. Holy cow.
Holy crap. This book it far exceeded my expectations. And my expectations were all the way up here.
It may or may not have made me crazy.
Yeah, I thought Michelle Hodkin was going to kill me there a couple of times.
Yes.
And I get emotionally invested in books. I do, but not to the extent maybe she does. She cries in books all the time.
I'm weepy.
I don't cry all that often, but
this one, there were tears. There were tears. They were shedding. It was, yeah. So why did we feel this way? The characters. Let's face it, Noah Shaw. He's a pretty awesome book boy. And this book kind of developed his character a little bit more. He's kind of a mysterious, he's a great character.
Who he is, as in, his actual inner character. But you don't really know a lot of his backstory.
Right.
And how he got to where he is.
Yep. So we get snippets of that, which is really cool. He's a much more vulnerable character, I guess.
Yes.
And in the first one, he was kind of that rock for Mara, because Mara's kind of slipping, and you're wondering, okay, is she crazy? Is she not crazy? And he's still that. That's kind of his core character. But we see a little bit more of his vulnerability. He kind of opens up to Mara and to us as readers, which is nice. You want to talk about Mara?
I guess so. She was awesome in the first book. She was a really great character, but I think what changed in this book was she was a lot more confident. In the first book, she was kind of maybe I am crazy. Okay, Mom, we'll go ahead and do this treatment and second guessing herself. In this one, at the end of last book, there is a revelation where she's just okay. I might be a little crazy, but I'm not as crazy as they're saying I am.
Right.
So she kind of has this newfound determination and confidence, and she's trying to find out what's going on with her.
Yes, she's rather kick butt, and it's kind of nice. The cool thing about them is what a team they are. We'll talk about their relationship in a minute. We also really loved the kind of minor characters that Michelle weaves in. She is a master of creating these real life characters that you can kind of just relate to. You almost could see yourself sitting down and having coffee with each of them.
They could walk off the page.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of cool. And we were really pleased to see more of Mara's family.
They are, okay, I love
their dynamic.
They are, no family is super healthy.
Right.
But they are just really loving.
Yes.
And just really, really sweet. And but at the same time, they're really concerned about Mara because they love her. And so they're kind of her worst enemy at times as well because, they think that she's having, is she schizophrenic? Is she, is she suicidal? And,
Yeah.
They
don't know. Some of the stuff she says, is she crazy?
You don't know.
Is she not crazy? It's kind of up in the air
But her family just kind of provides this kind of safe refuge for her.
For the most part.
For the most part.
They're very emotionally
supportive.
Yes, they kind of cushion her as much as they can. Jamie is a much bigger character, which if you remember him from the first book, he was a really
Bola Jamie.
yeah. He was kind of a cool character in the first.
Quirky.
Book. Yes,
Weird.
Very quirky. And so he's a little bit bigger character in this one, which we liked. There were lots of new secondary characters, and Michelle is really, really good at just making these characters that you're just good? Are they evil? Are they the devil?
You just don't know who you can trust.
Exactly. And you don't even know if you can trust Mara because
she's an unreliable narrator.
Right.
She doesn't even really know what's going on with her half the time.
Right. Right. So, okay, let's talk about Mara and Noah's relationship.
The crux of a book.
Sigh. It's so good. It's so good. Like we talked about, they were a really good team. They worked together really well. What else do you want to say about that?
Without giving things away.
Yes, because we will not be spoilery.
I don't know. I think that their relationship is a lot deeper than some of the YA romances that you come across. Because, I mean, they really have a lot on the line here.
Yes.
And they really only have each other who like to believe in each other. And Mara really doesn't have anyone else.
Right. We talked about their honesty a lot. Like when Danny and I discussed this, they're unlike most YA romances where it's like the drama of the book comes from the romance. You know, they're either not telling each other everything or whatever. Mara and Noah have this really open relationship where they're the only person in the world that they can be fully themselves with and fully honest with. And so it's really cool to watch that whole dynamic of them really being themselves and really just being open and honest with each other. That's just, it's really endearing, I guess.
And I like how Noah treats her. Like, he handles her crazy and her normal.
Yes.
Pretty much, I mean, without missing a beat, pretty much.
Like,
right. He, what was I going to say on the outline? I had something really smart to say. He may question her decisions some of the time, but he respects her ability to make them, which no one really respects her ability to choose anything in her life right now because they don't know if she's reliable or not.
Exactly.
But he gives her that freedom she needs to do that.
Yeah, that was weird. Even when the door's like creaking. Even when it's okay. Even when the decisions to like the decisions that she makes, even when he doesn't agree with them, he doesn't hold her back and try and keep her from doing them or talk her out of them. He just basically says, "Okay, we'll try it. We'll do it your way and see what happens." And so I just think that's great. They're so perfect for one another. And we were also talking about, like, are they too codependent? Like, I think that they have the potential to go that way, but they're also they're almost like they're such a good team that they kind of balance each other out. So it's like they could either be really great or they could either just, like, they could also destroy each other. So it's one of those things where it's like,
they will love each other to ruin.
Yes. that teaser line that Michelle put out there where you'll love him to ruins. It's almost like it could be the opposite too.
So
yeah, so that's really cool. Then also we wanted to talk about how much creepier this book is than the last one. There are so many elements where it's like, did that just really happen? Yeah. Was that crazy? Like, what was going on?
You might want to keep your lights on at night, like all the lights in your house on when you read this book, because it's just really
one of those things where soft monkey. Okay, anyway, it's one of those things where there are so many moments where you're just like, did that really happen? Was that real? Was that in her head? And like, Michelle just weaves this plot that is just so crazy good. And the mystery just develops in this way that you're just like, on every page, you don't know what's going to happen next.
It's the thing that makes it so great is just the little subtleties she leaves in there, just the teeny tiny little details.
One line.
I'm sure I've missed tons, but then you read across one sentence and you're like, aha! Or like, wait, didn't that happen? Like, when you go back and search through the book. Thank you for Kindle. Like, seriously, I could read this book without the search feature.
Yes.
So I'm like, was this mentioned before?
Yes.
And absolutely. I would have never found it if I was reading the paper.
Yeah.
The hardcover. But it's just the little subtleties she weaves in. It just makes it such a sophisticated mystery compared to a lot of
YA. Absolutely. And it's, the thing about it was that usually when I'm reading a book, I tend to like to predict what's going to happen next, or try and guess the mystery or whatever. And I would try with this, but I couldn't. It was like I knew that the whole picture was there, but but I just couldn't fit the pieces together.
There is just that one crucial piece of information that you're missing to tie it all together. And that it's like, and I don't know about you, but like I had like 5 different theories.
Yes.
But it's not like that. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it because that sounds like it's a little too wide, like not specific enough in the mystery.
But no, it's not.
It's not.
I've never read a book where I had no clue what was going on that I love so much. Because usually that just frustrates me where I'm like, oh my gosh, would you just tell me what's going on? But with this, it's just like, I was just reading and reading and reading, trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? And I loved every second of it. And you were talking about how the end is unresolved. Like you said something about how like you've never been so satisfied with an end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get a lot of answers in Evolution, but as with any good mystery, you also get a plethora of new questions. So, I mean, so you're kind of left at the end like, okay, well, that answers that question, but what about this and this and this? And why did that happen? And it's just really cool. For being so unresolved, it's very satisfying. Yes. Like, I'm clamoring for the next book. Right. Yes. But it's not like, I don't know. Like I feel satisfied at the end of the story.
It's like cliffhanger, but it's not. So you don't feel like it's.
But it's not. Figure that out.
Yeah, I know. It's a complex book. Complicated. We would highly recommend. If you have a smartphone or whatever, have your Wikipedia app with you.
You're gonna need it.
You're gonna need it. Or at least look up stuff at the end and that kind of stuff because it will help you to understand a little bit more. It might open up some.
And you can learn a new thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's never bad.
No, exactly. Learn something new every day. And then the other thing is read really carefully. Really carefully. Don't read too fast because you will miss stuff.
Although I felt like I read it really fast and I
know.
Still caught a lot of things.
I know. But you remember when we talked about it like right after I finished, we remembered more? Like, so talk to a friend. Yes.
Who's already read it.
Email us. Yes, we would love to. We would love to talk to you. So, yeah, it's one of those things where discussion will be necessary to get all of the little nuances and stuff like that. But, yeah, really, really awesome. Anything else you wanted to add?
There's some interesting themes in this book. I guess we won't go too in-depth, but there's just some interesting questions regarding perspective versus truth, and also what is normal versus crazy.
Yes.
Like, because with all the abnormal things that happen to Mara, she is crazily normal. Like, she's just this normal girl, and that just sounds like another conundrum, and I can't explain it, but she's just so normal. So what is normal, what is crazy? Is normal even like a relevant descriptor in this book? Is everyone just a little bit crazy?
In life. I mean, everybody's got a little crazy.
That's true. I know, I do.
Crazy down, push it down. No. Everybody's got that little, insecurity or some people are just better at hiding it than others.
It's true.
So, yeah, awesome. Well, I think that's about it. Those are our thoughts about, Evolution of Mara. Like I said, you definitely don't want to read it in the dark if you can help it, unless you really love creepiness.
Especially if you have a crazy sock monkey in the room.
Yes. What's that? Monkey. Anyway, so that's that. I think that's our review of the Evolution of Mara.
I gave it 6 stars, and I never give anything 6 stars. I know. 6 stars for the Evolution of Mara.
Yes, we really enjoyed this book. The whole series. I mean, I think that as a whole, the series is definitely going to be on my favorite shelf, permanently. Danny says it's her favorite book of the year.
It is.
I really, really, really loved it too. So I don't know what my top. It's been a big year for reading for me, so I don't know what my favorite book is, but it's pretty stinking awesome. On all counts. We loved plot, we loved characterization, world development was really awesome, and heck, it's an awesome mystery. It's just fun. So good. 5 stars, 6 stars in her case. Totally best top rung of our favorite shelf type thing.
Read it.
Read it.
Read it fast.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it. Bye.
Bye.